Hi there Pisces, welcome to Moonstone Soul. My name's Deborah. I'm going to do you a Celtic cross for November, a general reading. I have shuffled the cards, I've meditated on them, and they've been sitting there with a couple of crystals, which work particularly well for Pisces, I think, and the colours of this deck. So we have an amethyst, it's a little chevron amethyst, and a rainbow moonstone. I don't know if you can see rainbows, but it's a little tiny one. It's very beautiful, very dreamy. A bit like Pisces themselves, because we know that they can be the dreamers of the zodiac. So this is a really romantic deck, which I think suits Pisces very well. And we'll see what it comes up with. Now just bear in mind this is a general reading. May or may not resonate with you at this particular time. And if that's the case, feel free to check out your moon and your rising signs. They can often give you extended messages or more appropriate messages for your situation at this time. And I'm going to take those two, which is interesting because they're cup signs. One of them is the Queen of Cups, which flipped out while I was shuffling earlier, along with the King. So they are very much Pisces cards. So we'll see what we've got to start with. Three of Wands. So that's an expansion card, and you're looking to get some action going with the expansion. It's looking forward to the future. You've laid some groundwork. You're looking for that groundwork to pay off. So that's an exciting time. There's not so much happening at the moment, but you can sense it's coming. And you know you've worked for it, and you deserve it, and you want to get cracking on with it. So that's three there, which is too many. So we're just going to look at what's crossing you here. These are challenges or helps. Are they going to help or hinder? So I've said already we have the Queen of Cups. So she is she's like the queen of the emotions, but she's in the flow of it. Whether you're getting too emotional is another matter, because we also have the Eight of Cups. So that would look like to me with the Three of Wands, this is an emotional situation, whether that's romantic or not, because you can have emotions obviously involved in other situations like family, business, career, hobbies. So we are really looking at the Eight of Cups now, which suggests that you may well have to leave something behind, that you put an investment in, an emotional investment, in order to go forward with your new plans. So for your ships to come in, you've really got to let go of what you had invested in previously. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now the Eight of Cups also talks about a spiritual journey. It's often represented on land. This is in water, and that would it suggest to me that it's very possibly about spirituality and emotion. Maybe you've taken a different way of looking at things, which would make sense when we see that your past energy coming out of October, moving into November, is the Hermit. And as we know, the Hermit is the seeker of truth, and they go within to find that truth. So you've had a period of reflection, which means that you do want to go forward with your new opportunities, your new ventures. You made tentative starts, but that's where your heart is now, and you're ready to, well, hopefully ready to leave behind what was holding you back. You may still have a little difficulty with that, which could be a challenge, but your heart's in the right place. So we'll have a look at what's coming up maybe mid-November-ish, we have the Page of Pentacles, which is calling to you for this new start. Now, these are not emotional cards. So perhaps it's your emotions that are causing you a slight wobble. But in the real world, you are moving forward. Page of Pentacles is a really good start for a new business, a new home, setting out a new financial plan, a new job. So you're making this emotional new start, this turning away from the old, moving forward into the new. You're manifesting it in the real world. It's not just in your head anymore or in your heart. It's coming out into the real world with the Page of Pentacles. Now, what's crowning you here is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is what you want. It's a really nice companion to the Page of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is all about emotional, not so much emotional, but you can gain emotional stability through the financial and material stability. And it really is about having a good, solid home life and financial life. It can also mean an inheritance, perhaps, or money coming through to you, family money, not your own personal money, but money that is used for the betterment of the home and the family. That's a really solid crowning card. And it's a lovely thing to want. You're obviously making the plans for that. And very soon you'll start to see those fruits of your labour coming through. It's a very positive start. Very nice. Just make sure you don't get overly emotionally invested in the past. Now under here, the root of the situation, the base of the situation, we have the Seven of Swords, which is a little bit of a departure from the other cards, but it is often called the thief card or a deception card. I think of it more of a strategizing card. I think that's a more positive view of it, but it can mean that you do have concerns about not being able to realise this Ten of Pentacles because of a deception or fraud, or the money or the resources and the assets not being made available to you because of somebody else's deception. Or the other thing too with Pisces, very imaginative, very dreamy, very romantic. However, they can veer into being self-deceiving. So you have to get a little bit of realism there. This is total realism. It's great. So just be aware that you are seeing things clearly, that you're not deceiving yourself as to what's possible and what's coming to you and how you're going to make this Ten of Pentacles manifest itself. That's a little caution there. So in your ego position, we have the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords, which is very interesting for a Pisces. So the Queen of Swords is an air sign, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, and the Ace of Swords, I call that the Ace of the Sword of Truth. It's about divine timing, divine truth. Of all the swords, of all the aces, I believe the sword is more of a from the heavens, almost a fated situation. And whether that involves this Queen of Swords, or whether it's you having to put your Queen of Swords head on to combat this potential here and realise your dreams, that could go either way. But clearly that sword air energy is important to you right now. So I would just be careful too with the Ace of Swords. Make sure you're doing everything above board. Make sure that we're not getting any white lies creep in, or self-deception, or wishful thinking. It's got to be straight up. Okay? It's got to be straight up and realistic. Again, particularly as it's close to the 7. Now, in your outside influences, this is in your environment, things going on around you out of your control. We've got the Page of Wands. Pages are messengers and wands are fire energy. So you may be looking to get a message from a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. It's also about action and creativity and passion. So we will clarify that, particularly as it's a court card in that position. See whether it's a person or a situation, or maybe even a message. So that's a very different energy to what we've had down here. So from the outside, there's a little bit of fire coming in. It's no bad thing. It gets things moving. And your hopes and fears, you have the 2 of Pentacles. So you're hoping that you're going to be able to juggle all this. Pentacles, again, is earth energy, like these 2 here. So you're hoping that it's going to work out. You, at the moment, are juggling quite nicely. You see that? Juggling quite nicely. But it is precarious, and it is tricky. But if you can manage it, there won't be anything to worry about. So you're hoping that you can manage it. But with everything, hoping is not always enough. We actually have to put some action into it. So the outcome card for around the end of November is the Queen of Pentacles. So this reading is, it may involve love because we have some emotion here for sure. Well, that just might be you being emotional about this situation. But the Queen of Pentacles, again, is just a continuation of the 10 and the Page. So it's an abundance card. It's about having security, home, all the material requirements necessary to make your life pleasant, harmonious, and secure. So that is a lovely outcome, particularly when it's just making a triangle here with these 3 really positive pentacle cards. So I'm sure that this is going to work out for you if you just make sure that everything is above board, done. If there's legal work to be done, make sure it's done properly and timely. You've got to put a bit of work in there and keep your air energy, use your intellect a little more than the emotions. I think these 2 cards are saying, yes, it's possible to expand and get what you want, but you're just going to have to let the emotions go a little bit. Be more like the Queen of Cups, which is a really stable emotion card, rather than the 8 of Cups, which can be a little bit harder, more of a transition. It will come right. But we're just going to clarify this Page of Wands and the outside influences, see if this is a person, a situation, or a message. And we've got the King of Swords. The King of Swords is most associated with lawyers, like I was saying down here. If there's legal work or courts or police or authority involved in any way, I think there'll be a message coming through regarding that. And with the Page of Wands, it's a joyful energy. So I would say I'd take that as positive. I think it's going to work well for you, particularly as you are right under these 2 cards, which are also about justice, fairness, equity, doing the right thing, the moral high ground. That's very positive. Once this message comes through, I think you'll be able to juggle whatever you need to juggle really well. And there's not really any other challenging cards. This is the most challenging. The 7 of Swords gets a really bad rap, but that can just be really just a reminder just to keep things on the level. I also have a little look at the bottom here, and we've got a Temperance card, which is another fire energy card. and that is about balancing the yin and the yang, the passive and the active. And if you get that right, you're really in the flow. It's a real divine timing type of card. It's an angelic card. Often it's represented as an angel. So if you've got Temperance looking over you, I think it bodes very, very well for November. You've come out of that hermit phase, done a bit of soul searching, decided what you want, and now you're going for it. It may be a little slow with all those pentacles, but I think when the change comes, it's going to be fairly rapid because that page of wands is a fast energy. You know, it doesn't hang around. It comes in and it makes changes pretty quickly. And we'll just go a Enchanted Map Oracle card. This is used by Colette Baron Reid. We'll just have a look and see if there's anything that pops up here that may be of use to you in November through this situation, which really does have a lawyer type feel to that, some sort of legalities involving assets, homes, inheritance, stocks, something like that, because you've got so much of these very powerful sword cards. And we've got Spirit of Place. That would suggest it's possibly got something to do with a home. But we will read this. Spirit of Place. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the Spirit of Place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. So that goes to what we were saying here and with these cards. To be honest, be authentic. Don't go into that potential self-deception, putting on the rose-coloured glasses. Get real and plan, and then all of this can come to fruition. It looks like if you follow that path, the Queen of Pentacles is a fantastic lady in the month. Really solid, secure. You're going to have everything you need. So I'm just going to close out the reading with the Crystal Angels Oracle card. And this is Appetite. This is progress, not perfection. I'm going to read that card for you. Appetite comes in many colours and it's being represented as blue there. So we've got here progress, not perfection. This card is a sign that you may be holding perfectionist judgments about yourself that are blocking you. Perhaps there's a fear that if you or your work isn't perfect, you won't receive what you need. God, and you can substitute that obviously for angels, the universe, whatever is your belief system. God and your guardian angels are reassuring you that you are spiritually perfect because you were made in God's image and likeness. You needn't try to be humanly perfect. In fact, nobody is perfect in the human sense. Everyone is a work in progress. Your guardian angels want you to focus upon the progress you've made and acknowledge your successes. So you have made progress with the Hermit card, very spiritual, seeking card. You've made the progress, you're ready to move forward. Please don't be so hard on yourself and stop judging yourself. And these are all cards of judging, equilibrium, fairness, balance. So go a little easy on yourself. If you're keeping things honest and legal and above board, you're going to be fine. You are lovable inside and out. If anyone is criticising you, especially abusively, get away from them. You deserve to be with people who are supportive, kind, and encouraging. And apatite, it's quite interesting, I just read ahead, sorry. This gorgeous translucent blue or green stone is a rare variety of phosphate mineral, which is more often grouped up as an addition to fertiliser. Roundup, sorry. Interesting, the word apatite stems from the Greek for deceptive or misleading, which is quite interesting. We've got the Seven of Swords, the Sword of Truth, and the King and the Queen of Swords. It's often confused with other stones. You can use apatite to fertilise and grow healthy and honest communication within relationships. It's also helpful for divine communication and receiving epiphany insights. So perhaps this month of November you might like to do a piece of apatite. I do have one somewhere, but it's to hand though. And it's very small, so it's very easy for me to miss it. Oh no, here it is. Mine's a little bit chipped and a little bit broken because I was a bit rough with it. You see, it is beautiful. It's a lovely colour for Pisces. So you may want to get yourself a bit of that and look forward to this fantastic Queen of Pentacles outcome. I hope you found that helpful. If, as I say, it's not pertaining to your situation, check out your moon sign, your rising sign, see how that works out for you. In the meantime, have a lovely November, and I will see you in December for the last monthly reading of the year. Bye now.